This week on The Modified World, I do sweet custom industrials, make sweet jewelry, answer questions, all kinds of stuff, so stay tuned. So welcome to The Modified World. It's the weekly web show about body modification, the people who do it, the people who get it, why it matters. I'm your host. I'm the senior piercer at the world-renowned Pangea Piercing, beautiful downtown Ann Arbor, Michigan, purveyor of internet wackiness. That's right, you know me, you love me. I'm JC Potts. And this week, well, I had a good friend, former client, I shouldn't even say former, still client, out travels the open road as a long-haul truck driver. Got all 3 of his nipples pierced simultaneously on a previous episode of The Modified World that y'all might want to check out. This week he came back by so I can put one of these little weird guy things in his ear. He'd gotten them from some place. I can't say that they're nice or high quality metal or anything like that, but that's less important, the ornamentation that we hang off of stuff. It's more about like what's going in through your body, actually through the piercing, and is that safe, properly located, and all that. A little creativity, we were able to make it work. Now, of course, I'm not going to be, leaving that heavy dangling thing on there during the healing process or anything like that. It would just be madness. So he'll heal it up with the 2 separate bars, and yeah, eventually we'll put that other piece back on there and it'll be sweet. Also, I had mentioned last week too that we had gone down to Providence, Rhode Island for some advanced jewelry instruction. And of course, since I did that, I was able to make this sweet piece for my tragus. Yeah, that's right, rose gold, Savorite garnet, black diamond, threadless too, which I hadn't been able to do those in a threadless fashion before. So we're kind of excited about that. And of course, that brings me over to the part of the show where we discuss viewer questions. Maybe you send me a question in the comment section down below if it's something that's of a length that doesn't necessarily need a whole video to explain it, or it's intelligent, it's thoughtful, something that I haven't been asked a million times, something that I haven't already covered in a video. Hey, and I answer those questions. If I answer your question on the air, I'll send you a swag pack anywhere in the world. What's in a swag pack? Stickers, buttons, maybe t-shirts. You never have any idea. But with all that in mind, this week's question comes from Sophie Smith, who asks, how do you feel about parents piercing the lobes of their children when they are babies? Would you ever do this for a customer? Good question, Sophie. When it comes to piercing little kids, I generally try to avoid it. I honestly don't like dealing with any client until they've already gone through puberty. That said, I'm not sitting here trying to stand in judgment of other people's cultures. For instance, in Mexico, it's completely traditional for, pierce your daughter's ears on the 3rd day of life. They do this, and I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, that's right or wrong or anything like that. That's not my place. I do say, if you're going to be piercing little kids, it's probably better to do them when they're brand new little infants rather than when they're like 3 or 4 or 5 years old. Reason being on that is because, well, kids at 2, 3, 4 years old, by then they're grabbing, they're touching, they're going outside and doing all kinds of wacky things and stuff, where little infants are basically being held in mom's arms and not being bothered all that much, not really actually doing all that much there, not going and grabbing their ears and stuff like that. So that's a good thing. Can't say that I'm super in favor of it. That said though, I'm not going to tell somebody no. I'm just not going to do it myself. And I would never try to actually legislate it out of existence or anything like that. I feel like that's part of the whole freedom that we enjoy here in the United States is, man, if your culture says, hey, we pierce, then okay, then you can do that. Say you want to circumcise, you can do that too, That's a debate maybe not best for me, more for theologians and cultural sociologists and stuff like that. Thanks for the question. Swag back inbound. And of course, I guess that wraps my show up for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something, possibly remotely entertained. Do it every week, so if you haven't subscribed yet, you probably ought to. You don't want to miss videos, be left in the lurch, out of the loop, wondering what happened. So go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and leave me a question in the comment section down below. Maybe I'll use your question, maybe I'll answer it on the air, maybe I send you something. That's right. And be sure to stop back by next week for yet another episode of The Modified World.